Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our free webinar session for introduction of 2D planning. Thank you for joining us today. Here, I would like to invite our speaker for today, Mr. Andy Fong, to introduce himself and to start the presentation.
Thank you, Farah, and thank you you guys for attending this free webinar session. So today's topic will be the introduction to 4D planning. So here's a little about myself. My name is Andy Fong. I graduated from Swinburne, Sarawak with a bachelor degree in civil engineering. So before I joined PCSS, I'm a site engineer in a construction firm. So as a site engineer, not only do I have to solve engineering related problems, I also need to manage the site. So managing a site is not easy. So that is where I start to have the interest in project management. So fast forward, here I am with PCSS. So I have been in the industry for about 5 years. So the project that I involved in is mostly on road works. So currently I'm involved in the construction of pen podium. So I'm a Synchro Pro user and also a P6 user. So these are the topics that I'm going to touch on. So first I'll start off with what is 4D BIM, followed by the introduction to Synchro Pro, and then how to implement 4D scheduling in project, and lastly, the benefits of 4D BIM. So let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever played with Legos? I'm sure most of you do, right? So we can do a lot of things with Legos. We can create a lot of models out of it, like a building or a house, a spaceship, or even like a model like this, a Death Star. So I think you guys know what it is if you are a Star Wars fan. So what do Legos have to do with 4D BIM? So if you guys do realize that these Lego models, they actually come with this instruction. And this instruction, you have to follow this step in order to complete the model. So this is similarly to the schedule here. So in a schedule, you have a work sequence that you need to follow to complete the project. And this Lego model here is similar to this 3D model. So to simplify this, 4D BIM is a integration of the schedule and the 3D model. Okay, so for planners, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this process flow. So in order to do planning, you have to have the design first, right? So from the design, you move on to the material takeoff. And from the material takeoff, you come up with the schedule. So the problem with this is that the schedule, you cannot visualize what is the progress like on site. So things might get worse when there are issues on site, and which leads to the change of design. So when there's changes in design, your BQ also it will also affect your BQ and your schedule. So in this circle of process usually happens in the traditional delivery workflow. So with a schedule like this, can you guys visualize the optimized plan? No, right? So let's say you got a project from a client. So with the traditional method of planning, you produce out the schedule. So halfway through the construction, you notice there are issues with it. And then you tell back your client that from the initial cost, let's say of 100 million, then it comes up to 150 million. So do you think your client would want to accept this? So that's about customer cost feedback. So on project scheduling, so it is how fast you can optimize the schedule. So because everyone have in mind their own construction, their work sequence. So for example, like the project manager, they might have in mind of their own construction sequence. And then a construction manager will also have their own way of it. So similarly to the site engineer or the supervisor. So for the planner to come up with the schedule, they have to ask the opinion from them. So this might lengthen the process of the project scheduling and the planning optimization. So even when the planner have come up with the schedule, they are unsure of whether the schedule they have produced is what the project managers and others has in mind. So that's about project scheduling. So for customer design and review, so with this kind of traditional planning, the customer don't have a chance to look at their design. So they can't review the design. The only way that for them to review, for them to have a glance of the design is when the construction have begun. So that's about the design upfront. So take a look at this schedule here. From this schedule, can you tell me what are we constructing? Can you tell me what are the sequence, construction sequence here? What will be constructed in week 80? Can you tell me what is the requirement height for the crane in week 82? So imagine this when you are being asked this question by your client. Do you think you can answer it based on this schedule? So I'll give you some time to think about it, and we'll revisit this slide after I have explained on the 4D planning. So when you are in an environment where you have a common data, you have the 3D model and then the schedule, you have a common data. So with this 3D model and the schedule, you can integrate into with a software. So imagine your project in a time machine. So this is an article from ENR. So imagine that you can travel back, you can travel through time, travel to the future to see what the project look like when it's completed. So next, let me introduce you to Synchro Pro. So what is Synchro Pro? So Synchro Pro is the integration of the schedule and the model together in a software. So for the schedule, you can import from P6, Microsoft Project, Excel, and as for the models, you can import from Revit, SketchUp, or Bentley MicroStation. So inside this software, you can do your scheduling. You can track your tasks, and you can do a simulation, uh, like what in this image here, baseline versus actual, and then you can export it out as a report. You can do an animation, and then save it as a export out as a video, and you can also have the 3D model saved as an image. So look at this schedule here. So on top here, you have your schedule, and beneath here, you can see the simulation. So you can have different views of it, a front view and a back view, and you can clearly see at that particular time which task is being constructed. Isn't that great? Or you can have this schedule here, where you can have your 4D simulation at one side, and on the other side, you can have your Gantt chart, your earned value graph, all in a software. So what's the good thing about it? You can even pause it at any time to view what is being constructed at that particular moment. So for example here, on July 1st, 2015, this is what been constructed. Okay, so let us go back to this question. So as I have presented just now, and sorry, as I have presented just now, do you think with the use of 4D software, can you answer that questions? Yes, right? Okay, now moving on to the implement of the 4D scheduling in project. So we know that currently we have the BQ, we have the design. So from there, we produce the schedule. But then how do we come up with the 3D model? So actually, we can have, we can use the design that we have to come up with the 3D model. And then with the use of BIM software like Revit to produce it. So let me demonstrate how it can be done in the following slides. Okay, to create the 3D model, first we open up the architectural template and then click on the link CAD to link the CAD file into Revit. So once it's done, then you can see the CAD drawing in Revit. So what you want to do next is to create to place the grid following the CAD drawings. So this is to ensure that when you start to draw up the next level, the walls will be aligned to each other. And after that, you can start on with the drawing of your model. So as you can see, the walls are placed following the CAD drawing. So it's just like tracing out from the drawing. So you repeat this process until you have completed the model. So once it's done, you can see your model here. So this is how it looks like when it's completed. Okay, so next I'll show you how to have the model exported from Revit into Synchro. So you open up the file that you want to export. Okay, so this is the model that I want to export. So with the Synchro Pro plugin, you export to Synchro. So as you can see here, the file is in SPX file. So once saved, you can see that your model is here in SPX file. Okay, so once you have your schedule and your 3D model, you can start import it into Synchro. So let me show you how it's been done. So first we import the schedule. So I import it from P6 since the schedule is in P6. So I choose the schedule and then click next. And with the default settings, select import. Okay, then finish. And there you have your schedule in Synchro. So next is to import the 3D models. So select on the file, click open, and then similarly, by using the default settings, import, finish, and you have your model here in Synchro. So with this, you can start to import your 3D model to the schedule. So I'll use one example to demonstrate to you guys. Okay, so first you select the object that you want to assign. And then next is to select on the task. Right click on the model and assign to the selected task. So once assigned, you can do a 4D review to review it. So as you can see, the one in green slowly appear. So this is to show that this particular task is ongoing. So next, let's move on to the 4D beam benefits of 4D beam. So these are the 4 benefits of 4D beam. So let's say this is your schedule here. So you do a progress update on it. And then from your progress update, you can see that the schedule percentage complete is 13.91, and your actual percentage complete is 12.52%. So you have a variance of 1.39%. So what does this mean? So this means that we are behind by 1.39%. So can you tell that 1.39% looks like on site without going to site? Yes? No? Not really? Okay, so how about this? Let's say this 1.39% is the roof that have not been installed. So as you can see here, you have your baseline, and then you have your actual. So from this simulation here, you can clearly see that the task that caused the delay. So when you have this shown to your project team, immediately you can get the team members to involve. So they can come up with plans to catch up with the progress. For example, adding more resources, or adding additional mobile crane to it to speed up the progress. Okay, take a look at this picture on your left. So this is the traditional method of how meetings are being held. So you can see they use the sticky notes as to explain during meeting. And then below here is you can see that on the tables there are like files and papers, right? And then everyone look very serious. And then on your right here, you can see that they use 4D software in the meeting. And then you can see a group of people casually sitting down there and just listening to the presenter explaining. So can you see the difference? And which way do you prefer? So because 4D, because for the use of 4D software, you have a representation. So people can understand you easily. So there won't be misunderstanding. And most important is that those listeners will have a same vision as you. The next one is the prevention of out of sequence activity. So let me show you a video of it. I'm sorry. Okay. Do you guys notice anything wrong with this video here? So I will try to play it again. Okay, if you guys do notice, there's something wrong with this video here. Is this area here? So let me do a zoom on it so you can see clearly. So here you can see that the activity is out of sequence. So the right work sequence is to have your pile cap constructed, followed by the column, and then the headstock, and lastly the girder box. So from here you can see that this girder box is already completed before this crosshead. So things like this might happen, especially when you're working with thousands of activities due to humans' errors. So it's common. But when you can have a review on the stimulation, you can notice this kind of error and also prevent it. So let me start up the benefits of 4D beam here. So 4D beam can help to optimize the schedule. So it also reduces the error in scheduling and on-site. And with 4D as a representation, you can improve the it can improve the communications among the stakeholders. So and also improve on the productivity of the team. So these are the post-production video that we have done using Synchro. So let me share with you guys. So this is the project that we have the Boulevard complex that we have used. We use Synchro to simulate it. So the next one, we have another one. This is the MRT1 station. So it's located in Philippines. So that's all for today. Do you have any questions?
Sandy,
Yes.
uh, see, you have shown the model of the skeleton, but what about the internals?
Oh yeah, that is only on the structural parts.
Correct, but internals take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Important to do the internals also.
Because for in this video we only include the structural parts only.
One more.
That's just a introduction to it. Yeah, for planning.
Yeah, I understand. I'm HM Panchal from India. One more
Yeah.
question.
Hi. Uh-huh.
I'm into Primavera for last 20 years. One more question. Like for the same component, you have to do design, you have to do procurement, you have to do construction. So how do you manage that?
Hi, Mr. Patel. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So procurement and everything is you can also include it inside Synchro. You can import the schedule into Synchro, but you need a 3D model so that you can assign it to the task that belongs to that particular schedule, like procurements and everything, and then you can assign it to the task. Then you can reflect whether the item is, you can, in Synchro, there is a appearance profile. You can do a color code to where you can identify this document items is under which phase.
Okay.
So as long as you have the 3D models, then you can import the schedule, and then you can assign that models to the schedule that you have. Whether your schedule have the procurements and every procurements or construction, that you can assign it inside Synchro Pro.
Okay, good. And one more question. How do you manage linear projects in Synchro? Because if you're doing a metro project or if you're doing a rail project or a pipeline project, so there are a lot of activities going on parallelly at different stretches.
Yeah, yeah. Depends on your, if you have the linear models of your project, then what you can do is you can divide it into a different section, and then you can import the section, the schedule into Synchro, and then you can do a section by section of the Synchro file.
Okay, but the whole project we cannot see at one glance. We have to see in parts.
Yes, if you want to do the whole part, then most probably that you can't have the whole angle of the project, so it doesn't fit the purpose of 4D. So if you divide it into a sectional, then you can have the overview of it. In Synchro, you have the video output. From the video output, you can combine it in the post-production so that you can see the overall view of your project with the same timeline. What I mean is, if you are using the same timeline, then you can combine it into a post-production video, and you can still see the overall view of the progress.
Okay, but how much time it takes generally to align your Primavera schedule with the Synchro components? For a line item of around 10,000 activities.
Some this depends on the prerequisition of the models. in Synchro, we have several ways to assign it to the models, to the activities. For example, if you have certain code in your work program, and then certain activity code in your program, and then there is also there is parameters inside your models, then you can match that activity code with your model parameter, and then you will in Synchro you can match it using auto matching, so it can make the assigning more faster than and then you can do a lot of activities at one time.
But
There
generally,
is a so generally there is a auto matching function that we have inside Synchro Pro that can help you to do assign if your schedules and your models are large in scale.
I understand, but generally, how much time it takes to align these together and present the model to the management?
Depends on the play. I think it's up to the skills of the person. If I would say large model like 10,000, you need around, for our experience, you need around 7 days to 2 weeks lah. 2 weeks lah. Just to get it all.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Hi guys.
Yes, Andy. Hello.
Hello, Rashidi
Hello.
here.
All right, actually, I see you post a question inside.
Yeah. How's the licensing? How's the licensing like, and what is the roadmap like in the next 3 to 5 years? I just want to understand that.
All right.
Licensing everything right now is a single standalone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we right now it's still in a subscription base. You need to renew every 1 year, right? And then the licensing is that is the licensing. About the roadmap, so currently we are in a standalone, yeah. But in the future, there will be like a lot of synchro software. There's a lot of variables of synchro software that can enhance collaboration between designers, between the QS, between the planner itself. So that is to make all the things work together. So that is because right now most of our what you call that skills and not skills what you call QS will have their own software, and then that one is software. So I think our roadmap is we want to integrate all with other software and then become the platform for 4D and then other 5Ds and even more. Yeah.
Hello, Andy.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, can be used for oil and gas project also, this software.
Sorry.
Can we use this software for oil and gas project also?
Yes.
Yes.
So your company also providing training for this?
Currently, yes, we provide training, basic training for synchro, basic and advanced training for synchro. Yeah.
Okay. What is the price?
Huh?
What is
price?
online training? Price, yes.
Yeah. We have the price. After this, Flora will have a presentation on the price. Yeah, because we have promotion. Yeah. So after this, stay on the video. Later on, we will show you what is the price that we have for synchro training. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
All right. There is one
Hi,
question.
hi Andy. Hi Andy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Zaitun here. Just want to reconfirm the training. Are you offering is inclusive of online training as well, or just face to face?
We have we are conducting online training and also physical training, but due to this MCO in Malaysia, so there is certain standard operating procedure that we must follow lah. So for now, I would suggest that we online training is the most suitable lah for this time of
Right,
period.
okay, sure. All right. Thank you.
So there is one question from the two questions from the chat. So the one question is that why would a beam ready company do another investment to buy Synchro while Navisworks Manage can do similar for the beam? Right. So that is a good question. So you in Synchro is more to planning, yeah, is more to project management, whereas in Navisworks 4D is just showing the models in the sequence of to show a sequence of work. In Synchro, you can do a lot more, such as you can do scheduling, means that you can do a forward and backward passes, and then you can calculate your critical path, and then you can also update your progress, and then you can update your move your data date to the cut-off date, and then you can have another progress on the next month. And then after that, you also can compare your progress between baseline and actual that you are working on site. So that is one of several things that makes Synchro Pro different from the Navisworks. But there is different software have different their own specialty, but Synchro Pro is more to the planning side rather than for the models. Yeah. Is that answering your question, Fidaus? That is question from Fidaus. Okay, the second question from Fidaus is that correlate to the one, how is how is Synchro Pro different from the Navisworks Manage? I think Navisworks Manage is, I will ask my Navisworks Manage, you used to combine all of your models, yeah. Maybe you're taking models from Revit and then you combine inside Navisworks Manage. So in Synchro, you can do the same thing also. You can import the models from the BIM software, and then inside Synchro, you have all the history when you are importing the models. There will be a history of external data that import inside, but it will not be the same as Navisworks, because once you import inside Synchro, you can only use the model to assign to the task, whereas maybe in Navisworks you can add more parameters, you can add more, so it's more to the BIM models management. I think in Synchro, it is only used to track the imported file inside Synchro. Yeah, if you without the software, it's difficult to track. Okay, Synchro software is you can request a trial license from the website, and then once you have what call it, request for a trial, then they will respond to your request, and then you will have your trial license. But if you guys like to know, in Synchro, when you download when you have a Synchro software, you can there's you need to apply request for the trial in the Synchro website. Yeah. If you don't know where is the Synchro website, you can go to our PCSS website. Then inside the product, you can see Synchro, and then you can click that link, and then it will bring you to the Synchro website. Is it another question from our guys here called Muhammad Imran asking whether Synchro can apply in oil and gas? Yes, Synchro can apply in any construction field as long as there is a models and there is a, a schedule. Then you can do a 4D planning for that construction. Yeah. So the answer just now is also answering question from Mr. Ahmad Rashidi just now. Yes, you can also import a piping models to Synchro. Okay. I think I think we have spent much time for the Q&A. If you guys have more questions, you can email to us. All right, your question, or you can you can email to us, or you can leave your question inside our chat box here. And then we can answer when we have because we have your name and then your email. Then we can send your reply to you after this training. All right. So if you have question, just leave your question in the chat room. All right. So now we want to hand over to Flora for other presentation here. All right.
Okay, thank you for the introduction of 4D planning just now. It's sure is a very exciting session. Apart from you can see the schedule of the Gantt chart itself, if you combine with the 4D planning, you're able to see the simulation of your planning and scheduling. Okay, in PCSS, okay, we do have planning, scheduling, and controlling trainings, Primavera P6, resource and advanced. So if you like to enroll with this training, we do have a special promotion during this MCO. It valid until July. So if you enroll now, you're able to get the special price for this training. Okay, this is for those who are asking about the training for Synchro. Yes, we do provide this training also for Synchro Basic and Synchro Advanced. This is related to our topic today. So one of the participants is asking about the price for Synchro Basic for this 3 months for the promotion of May, June, and July. The price for Synchro Basic is only 2,000 ringgit Malaysia, and Advanced is 1,500. Okay, this price is only valid for these 3 months. After June, if you enroll with us, the price will be a normal price again, which is double. So if you're really interested, you can book the seat with us by do the registration. Or if you're not planning to do the training within this year, you can lock the price, no problem. You can attend the training anytime that you are available according to the planning of, according to our training that availability that we have. Yes, for those who are outside of Kuching.
Sorry, how much is the advance again?
Advance is
1,500, is it?
Yeah, 1,500. Yeah, and that price is valid until this July. Yes.
Yeah, based on the date you mentioned just now, right? Thank you.
Yes, yeah. So those who not have a chance to ask more details, here's the contact number if you want to ask further. And then apart from the training, if any one of you would like to have the software, we do have also the promotion for Primavera and Synchro software. Okay, reach out to us for more details, okay? And then please follow us by capture our QR code, and then follow our social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram, so you can get any
Flora,
update.
sorry, Flora. Just now you
Yes,
mentioned the price is online training, right?
that
That's
one,
the quotation
yeah,
for online. Am I right?
this is applicable for online and
Online
classroom.
training, right?
And not necessary for online. If we are able to, I believe we can start do the classroom training now. But if you still prefer for online, we can cater for that also.
Follow the
Yeah.
SOP. Oh, I see.
Yeah. So if
Yeah,
you're
but
willing,
the online should it not be cheaper? Based on your promotion time, should be cheaper, right?
this is considered already cheaper
Hello.
already. Yeah, so this price is catered for classroom and online as long as you book within these 3 months. Yeah.
Flora, it is 1,500 USD or what is it?
No, it's a ringgit
I can't hear
Malaysia.
you.
Ringgit
Okay,
Malaysia.
so same rate lah. Your online and your classroom. Ringgit.
Yes, in ringgit, yeah. For these 3 months, yeah.